There's a dish Vietnamese people don't just eat, they call it their country in a bowl. Here's every Vietnamese dish explained. Let's start in the south, with one of the region's signature seafood snacks. Banh khot are tiny pancakes made from a rice flour batter. They're fried in small round molds until the edges turn golden and crisp, while the center stays soft. Each one is topped with a single shrimp, then wrapped in lettuce and fresh herbs, and dipped in a tangy fish sauce called nuoc Cham. That coconut-rich flavor isn't an accident. It comes from Cham cuisine, the ancient culture whose use of coconut milk shaped much of southern and central cooking. It's cheap, it's crunchy, it's social, and it captures something essential about southern Vietnamese food, that fresh ingredients and a good dipping sauce can turn a simple bite into something you remember. Number 14. Cam Tam. Cam Tam literally means broken rice, and that name tells you everything about its origins. These were the fractured grains that couldn't be sold at full price, so poorer families ate them. Over time, the humble dish became one of the South's most beloved meals. A plate of cam tam is usually built around grilled pork, either ribs or shredded, served over the broken rice with sweet and sour fish sauce poured on top. Around it, you get a bee, a mix of shredded pork and pork skin, tossed with toasted ground rice, plus a steamed egg cake, grilled prawns, pickled vegetables, and fresh greens. It's a full, layered meal that shows how Vietnamese cooking stretches inexpensive ingredients into something genuinely satisfying. Number 13. Banh mi. This is what happens when French colonialism meets Vietnamese ingenuity. The French introduced the baguette, and the Vietnamese made it their own by stuffing it with local flavor. A classic banh mi starts with pate and Vietnamese mayonnaise, then layers in cold cuts, pickled carrot and radish, cucumber, fresh coriander, and a hit of jalapeno and black pepper. The bread itself is light and airy, with a crackling crust. The fillings range from ham and head cheese to grilled meats, fried tofu, or even sardines. The word banh mi technically just means the bread, while thit means the meat or stuffing. Today, it's recognized worldwide as one of the great sandwiches born from the meeting of two cultures. Number 12. Bun Bo Hue. If pho is gentle, Bun Ba Hue is its bold, spicy rival. It comes from the old royal city of Hue in central Vietnam. This is the region known for the strongest, boldest flavors thanks to the abundance of chilies grown in its mountainous terrain. The broth is built from beef bones, lemongrass, fermented shrimp paste, and dried chilies, giving it a deep, spicy, savory complexity. It's served with thick, round rice noodles and tender beef, often with pig's trotters thrown in, and topped with mint, bean sprouts, and lime. Hue was the seat of the last Vietnamese dynasty, and its cooking still reflects that refined, layered royal influence even in a dish this fiery. Number 11. Banh Seo. The name means sizzling cake, after the sound the batter makes when it hits the hot pan. Banh Seo is a large, thin crepe made from rice flour and turmeric, which gives it a striking golden yellow color. It's filled with shrimp, slivers of fatty pork, bean sprouts, and sliced onion, then fried, usually in coconut oil, until the edges are shatteringly crisp. You don't eat it with a fork. Instead, you tear off a piece, wrap it in lettuce and a bundle of fresh herbs, and dip it in fish sauce or a sweet fermented peanut sauce. The contrast of the crunchy, savory crepe against the cool, fragrant greens is the whole point. It's a textbook example of Vietnamese texture play. Number 10. Goi Quan. Known in English as fresh spring rolls, salad rolls, or summer rolls, these are the light, uncooked counterpart to the fried version. Translucent rice paper is softened with a little water, then wrapped around shrimp, pork, rice vermicelli, and a generous handful of fresh herbs. There's no frying involved, nothing heavy, just clean ingredients held together in a delicate parcel and dipped in fish sauce or a rich peanut sauce. Spring rolls almost form their own category of Vietnamese food, with countless variations depending on what goes inside. Goi Kwun is the cuisine at its most refreshing and health-conscious. The kind of dish that shows you don't need heat or oil to build deep, satisfying flavor. Number 9. Cha Gio. These are the fried spring rolls, called cha ya in the south and nem ron in the north. And they're a fixture at every Tet celebration and family feast. Traditionally wrapped in rice paper, they're filled with pork, crab, shrimp, yams, rice vermicelli, and wood ear mushrooms. Then deep fried until the shell turns golden and impossibly crisp. You eat them the Vietnamese way, wrapped in lettuce with herbs and dunked in fish sauce, so every bite gives you crunch, juicy filling, and fresh greens all at once. The name spring roll causes endless confusion in English, since people often use it for the fresh rice paper rolls too, but the fried version is its own beloved festive thing. Number 8. Khot. This is Vietnamese home cooking at its most comforting. Khot is catfish braised in a clay pot with a sticky caramel sauce, cooked until the fish soaks up all that deep, salty, sweet flavor. It's a centerpiece of the traditional Southern family meal, served alongside plain white rice and a sour soup called kang choa, with fish sauce always on the table as a condiment. The technique of cooking and serving fish in the same clay pot has been traced back to an ancient Vietnamese tradition, and you can taste that history in the dish. It's humble, nostalgic food, the kind that tastes like someone's grandmother spent the afternoon tending the pot. Number 7. Banh Quan. A northern breakfast specialty and a genuine test of a cook's skill. A thin rice flour batter is spread across a hot steamed surface until it sets into a silky, almost translucent sheet. Then it's rolled around a filling of seasoned ground pork and wood ear mushrooms. The finished rolls are soft and slippery, topped with crispy fried shallots and served with a side of cha, the Vietnamese pork sausage, plus a bowl of dipping sauce. Banh Quan originated in northern Vietnam and spread through migration to the rest of the country. It's proof that northern cooking, with its light and balanced flavors, can be just as memorable through delicacy and technique as the bolder regions are through spice. Number 6. Bun Rue. Northern Vietnam is the cradle of Vietnamese civilization, and many of its most famous dishes are crab-centered. Bun Rio is chief among them. It's a noodle soup of thin rice vermicelli in a tomato-based broth, crowned with a light, fluffy paste of freshwater crab and shrimp. The bowl is garnished with bean sprouts, tofu, water spinach, herbs, and a tang of tamarind or lime, plus chunks of tomato that keep the whole thing bright and fresh. The result is a soup that's sour, savory, and refreshing in equal measure, never heavy. It reflects the northern reliance on freshwater crab and shellfish rather than red meat, and it's one of the signature dishes carried south through generations of migration. Number 5. Hue Tio. Hue Tio shows how Vietnamese noodle soups absorb outside influence and make it local. The dish traces back to Chinese Teochew immigrants who arrived by way of Cambodia, and it comes in a remarkable number of styles, including a dry version where the sauce is served separately from the broth. The noodles can be rice or egg noodles, and the soup base is typically built from pork bones, simmered for a clean, savory depth. It was a bowl of hue tio, served on a small boat at the Kai Rang floating market in Cuon Thu, that Gordon Ramsay once called the greatest dish he had ever eaten. That's high praise for a humble street-side soup. Number 4. Vietnamese coffee. Coffee came to Vietnam with the French, and the Vietnamese turned it into something unmistakably their own. The everyday classic is café soi da, a strong, dark roast dripped slowly through a metal filter over a layer of sweetened condensed milk, then stirred and poured over ice. It's bold, sweet, and powerful. But the showstopper is café trong, egg coffee, where whipped egg yolk, condensed milk, and cream are beaten into a thick, custardy foam and floated over hot espresso. It tastes almost like a dessert in a cup, rich and silky. Both drinks show the French colonial legacy running through Vietnamese food and drink, reinvented with local sweetness and a whole lot of ingenuity. Number 3. Che. For something sweet, nothing covers more ground than che. It isn't a single dessert, but an entire family of sweet puddings and drinks made from beans, sticky rice, fruit, and jellies, very often finished with coconut milk. There are countless varieties built on mung beans, kidney beans, or seasonal fruit. And che can be served hot or cold depending on the weather and the occasion. Some versions are layered in glass like a bright, colorful parfait. You'll find it at street stalls everywhere, glistening in rows of bowls and jars. Che captures the southern love of sweetness and coconut, and it's the playful, refreshing way a Vietnamese meal tends to wind down. Number 2. Bún Chả. Straight from the streets of Hanoi comes bún chả, one of the dishes that put northern street food on the world map. It's grilled pork, both seasoned patties and fatty slices, cooked over charcoal until smoky and caramelized, then served swimming in a warm bowl of sweet and sour fish sauce broth. On the side sits a plate of cool rice vermicelli and a mountain of fresh herbs. You assemble each bite yourself, dipping the noodles and greens into the broth and picking up the grilled pork as you go. The interplay of charcoal smoke, fresh herbs, and that bright, tangy dipping sauce is unforgettable. And it's the reason bún chả is so closely tied to the identity of Hanoi. Number 1. Pho. Of course, it's pho, the undisputed soul of Vietnamese cuisine. It originated in Van Khu, in Nam Dinh province in the north, and became a national icon and a global obsession. Everything depends on the broth, clear and fragrant, made from a long, slow boil of beef bones and aromatic spices until every drop is layered with flavor. Into that go silky rice noodles, thin slices of beef or chicken, and a finish of fresh herbs, lime, and chili at the table. Each region makes it differently. Northern, Hue, and Saigon styles all have their own character. In 2024, CNN named it one of the best soups in the world. Pho isn't just food. It's Vietnam in a bowl.